What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin Svenson, and today we're going to be talking about the price of Bitcoin. We are only 2 days away from the third halving in Bitcoin history. Over the past 24 hours, Bitcoin has dropped about 2%, but we did find support around 9,500. As Bitcoin began trading sideways and seeing a little bit of a pullback, the altcoin market saw some major moves. Some of the top gainers right now are Bitcoin Cash, 0x, Chainlink, Basic Attention Token, Neo, Tezos. If Bitcoin is able to hold these levels and continue up, I think altcoins are going to continue to see major moves. Guys, before we get started, smash up that like button. Let's get 1,000 likes on this video. Right now, the price of Bitcoin is at a very interesting spot, so there's a few things that I want to discuss. I'm looking at Bitcoin on the daily chart, and we can see that Bitcoin is continuing to maintain this higher low trajectory. Things are still looking very good for the price of Bitcoin despite the recent pullback. Now, just to recap, if you guys have been watching this channel, on the weekly chart, we identified this low at 38.58 as a reversal point and a low for Bitcoin using the weekly volume indication. Since we had that weekly volume indication on this channel, what I've been saying is, as long as we're creating higher lows, then I gotta remain bullish on Bitcoin. And right now, we are continuing to maintain higher lows. One thing that we need to keep in mind right now is that we're about to come up on the $10,500 supply line. This is the most recent macro high in the market, 10,500. The next major bullish indication for Bitcoin is going to be breaking above 10,500. And if we actually achieve this, this will be the first major macro higher high that we've seen in the past 2 years, which would indicate that Bitcoin is looking to enter a long-term bull market. Now, looking at the weekly chart, one thing that's very interesting that we did recently was if you mark up your resistance from the 20K peak and line up the current downward sloping resistance, Bitcoin on the linear chart did actually get a break above this downward sloping resistance. This is a huge bullish signal. As we're moving into the halving and we're breaking above a 2-year long downward sloping resistance line, this shows me that market sentiment for Bitcoin is beginning to become much more positive. Also, we're seeing new money enter the Bitcoin market. People like Paul Tudor Jones are actually getting involved in Bitcoin to prepare for inflation. Because people like Paul Tudor Jones are now looking at Bitcoin, I think other funds and other major players in the traditional finance are going to now be looking at Bitcoin as the preferred hedge against inflation. One thing that we may see is institutional FOMO as we're moving into the next bull market. So the fact that Bitcoin has broken above this 2-year long downward sloping resistance is very bullish. The next major indication is going to be getting above the $10,500 level. If Bitcoin manages to break this level, this will be the first macro higher high in the past 2 years. And this is a major deal in terms of the Bitcoin market cycles. This likely indicates that Bitcoin is looking to enter a bull market. Now let's hop down to the 4-hour chart. I'm looking at the price from about 64.50 to where we are now. Since April 15th, Bitcoin has been able to remain above this upward sloping trend. And right now, Bitcoin may actually be looking to create the next higher low. This downward sloping resistance that you see on the chart is the 2-year long downward sloping resistance that I just showed you on the weekly chart. We saw resistance at 9,500 and some resistance at 9,400 before getting this major breakout. Currently, Bitcoin is seeing resistance just below 10,100. So as long as Bitcoin is remaining above the upward sloping trend, and as long as we're remaining above 9,500, I got to remain bullish on Bitcoin, and it becomes very likely that we could be seeing continued moves to the upside. A lot of people have been discussing a pre-halving dump or a post-halving dump. Personally, I don't want to speculate on that idea because that's really just a total guess at this point. You don't know when the whales are going to click that sell button, so there's no real point on speculating on that. I'm just going to let the charts tell me what's going on. And as long as we're remaining above this upward sloping trend, things will remain very bullish for Bitcoin. Miners want the price to be around this level for the halving. So right now, Bitcoin is coming back up to a fair valuation. So I don't think Bitcoin is overvalued at this point. I think we're actually at a pretty good valuation for Bitcoin. And if there was going to be any sort of post-halving dump, I don't think it would be all too significant. And very likely, we would be getting bought back up and looking to remain bullish after the halving. Historically, the Bitcoin halving has always been a bullish event. And historically, Bitcoin has always seen an uptrend post-halving. After each halving throughout Bitcoin history, we've seen a major bull market. And after the second halving as well, a major bull market. Sometimes it takes a few months for the bull market to really kick in, but ultimately post-halving, things do remain bullish for Bitcoin. And also looking at the weekly chart, the MACD is showing a bullish crossover. And also the weekly RSI shows that Bitcoin is not yet overbought. We do have room to move to the upside, both on the weekly MACD and the weekly RSI. So in my opinion, it's very likely that Bitcoin is going to be remaining bullish going through the next few months and entering a bull market most likely. Post-halving, I'm very bullish on Bitcoin, and I do think we're going to be most likely be entering a bull market. Of course, this could always take a few months to really kick in for us to really start breaking above resistances, but I am very bullish on Bitcoin moving forward. So once again, on the 4-hour chart, as long as Bitcoin is remaining above the upward sloping trend, then we could be looking to test up towards the $10,500 level as we're moving into the halving. If Bitcoin is unable to maintain these levels and we break below the upward sloping trend, then of course we could have a halving dump. And then we would be looking to target at least 89 to 9100. And if we can't maintain those levels, I would be looking to target closer to around 8,000. And 8,000 would be coming in around the 21-week EMA. So I think the 21-week EMA would be the downside target for a post-halving dump. But again, as long as we're remaining above this upward sloping trend, I'm going to remain bullish on Bitcoin in the short term. And overall, in the long term, as you guys know, I'm still very bullish on Bitcoin. So that's going to be it for this video. But before you go, click that link below, sign up with the CryptoWatch platform. Getting started on CryptoWatch is super easy. Once you've created your account, sign up with Basic or Pro. Go to My Account, click Exchange Keys. Once you're on this page, pick an exchange to trade from. Then log into that exchange, go to Settings, click API, Generate Key, and copy and paste the information onto the Exchange Keys tab. Once you've done all that, you're ready to go. You can trade off of all the top exchanges. CryptoWatch is a command center for the crypto industry. You no longer have to log in to different exchanges. You can do everything you need to do all from one place. Click that link below and sign up now. But that's going to be it for this video. Definitely hit that like button before you go, and I will see you all in the next video.